All right, so today we're here with WNBF Pro Bodybuilder Dave Prall. Dave, thanks for spending some time with us today.
No problem, Craig. Thank you.
Congratulations on getting your pro card. That must be a great feeling of accomplishment.
I appreciate. Yes, it was. It
Yeah,
was. I'm still. I don't know if it's still sunk in yet, but
a lot of hard work goes into that, I'm assuming.
absolutely.
Okay, so anyway, we wanted to talk to you today about ATP Extreme. So why don't you tell us what you found with ATP Extreme so far since you've been on it?
Sure, absolutely. When I know for a fact when I started taking ATP Extreme that I was at a plateau in my training. Um, and when you first start taking something, you don't really know what to expect. And what happened for me is I noticed a difference in the gym immediately. The first time I took it.
Hmm.
Um, for example, and I'll use like a flat bench press as an example.
Okay.
Um, Before taking ATP, do my warm ups and all that, and I would work up to my max would be 315 pounds, and I was able to do two controlled reps at 315. My second cycle, within a week of taking your product, I was doing 5 reps
Oh,
at 315, and it just just amazing. It's just an amazing difference.
that's over 100% rep increase with a heavy weight.
That's crazy. It's
Jeez.
crazy. I know.
Like,
Uh,
yeah. Okay.
and what it also does, because when you start to take a product, you don't really know what to expect.
Mhm.
In many of the other supplements out there, you get that, they're caffeine based or whatever, and you get that dizzy, lightheaded feeling.
Yeah.
And when I started using your product, I didn't really know what to expect. I was waiting for it to kick in,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But you don't get that feeling with ATP. And it kicks in when you start doing something,
Yeah.
when you actually engage your muscles or do something from a cardio standpoint.
Mhm.
And I saw those types of gains in all aspects in the weight room.
Really? How did it affect like your leg workouts? Because I would assume legs is typically where you have the most lactic acid and you need the most oxygen. So the vasodilation effect of ATP should have a dramatic impact there.
Exactly, it did. It did for me. And I think, when you're doing squats, when you're doing deadlifts, that kind of thing, it takes a lot out of you anyway. You engage all the muscles in your body when you're doing that. And I wasn't nearly as winded and able to do more reps
Wow.
at a higher weight. So
Wow. So how long you been on it now?
it's been a couple of months.
Okay. And how like I know you said you were plateaued. Has your strength gone up since you started on it?
Yes, it has. And you go from not knowing, when you first start taking the product, you go from not knowing what to expect to knowing that you can do something. So there's two aspects of it. Your mind knows that you can accomplish or lift more. Therefore, each workout, there's a progression, and you get better each time. I wouldn't work out without it.
Did you the increase in training capacity that comes with ATP Extreme, some people really are able to change their training regimen because, like you said, your body can handle more. Did you change, or are you just going at the same regimen, just kind of higher intensity?
Well, for me, not many bodybuilders do as much cardio as I do.
Okay.
And a lot of times on some days, especially weekends, I'll ride my bike and do my weight training, within hours of each other.
Okay.
And when I use ATP, I'll take the recommended dosage
Hmm.
before each activity,
Okay.
and I'm able to do that without losing strength or energy, that kind of thing.
Oh,
It's really helped me with that.
that's great. So you said you bike. So tell us, like, have you noticed ATP Extreme has helped you on the bike as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I live out in the Texas Hill Country, and the route that I ride is pretty hilly, up and down, up and down. There's not a lot of flat areas in it. And prior to using your product, I could really tell going up those hills. By the time you reach the top of that hill, your legs are just burning. And
Yeah.
of course, you're looking ahead, and there's another hill there, and you're thinking, oh my God. But when I use ATP Extreme, that feeling goes away. The lactic acid is gone when I'm riding my bike.
Have you been able to ride those hills faster, or what's?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been. I've had a few PRs since using your product
Yeah.
on my bike. Yeah.
Leaving your training partners in the dust now, or what?
Well, I've had a couple of folks ride with me, and I just lose them on the hills. And these were guys that I had trouble keeping up with before. So they were asking me after we got done, what got into you? So I turned them on to your product, and a few of those guys are our customers now. So,
Nice. Appreciate that.
yeah.
So obviously you've been doing this for a while. What's your take on stimulants?
Well, being a WNBF Pro, you have to be careful of what you take,
Right.
because it's a natural federation.
Right.
And the guidelines, or the banned substance list is very stringent.
Yeah.
So for me, it was very important that your product was certified drug-free.
Right.
And I can't emphasize that enough. There are so many other products out there that you can take that, and I think I talked about this earlier, that give you that dizzy feeling, or they're caffeine based, or whatever product that's in it. It makes you feel dizzy and that kind of thing. And then what I found with ATP is, after my workouts, I feel like I maintain my pump hours after my workout is over with. But with other products, you get that drop off right away, or you get a crash, or that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
It doesn't happen with ATP.
Yeah, I've had a lot of athletes in the bodybuilding area tell me that their pump lasts really long from ATP Extreme, which is
It does. I would
it's a
agree.
good thing to hear. You get the same result. That's great.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so if someone was thinking about trying ATP Extreme, do you think, what would you tell them if someone was just saying, hey, I've been hearing about this ATP Extreme, Dave, what do you think? Is it something worth trying?
Well, what I tell people that I run into, I love to promote your product because I know it works.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind letting people know about it, because there's nothing wrong with helping people achieve their goals. I explain to them how to use it, and I tell them not to be surprised, because you're going to notice a difference almost immediately. Many other products out there on the market, there's like a loading phase, if you will. You have to take it for 2 or 3 weeks before you'll notice something. And that's not the case with ATP. You've been generous enough to give me some sample packs, and I've given those to people. And almost everyone that's tried a sample pack has become a customer and ordered, because they noticed a difference right away.
Yeah. I mean, we're just very fortunate that it does do that, because like you said, the proof is always in the pudding, right? The results.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I don't know, I mean, I say this a lot to people, but I don't know any serious athlete that wouldn't want to get twice as fast results from the same amount of training.
Exactly.
We have that 12-week double-blind study, which is as good of a study as you can get because it's double-blind, showing that when it comes to muscle building and strength gains, oral ATP gave you double the results versus just training alone. So, I mean, it's proven, and, like I said, who wouldn't want to get faster results from training? Nobody, right?
I agree.
Yeah. So when's your next competition?
Well, I just got the schedule yesterday. I just got my notification via email from the WNBF that all of my drug tests I had passed all those drug tests and that kind of thing, and they sent me my application yesterday along with a schedule.
Okay.
I think what I might do is target a competition in Boston that's going to be mid-November.
Okay. Give you a few more months to put on some more muscle and
Exactly, yeah.
you know.
Lean muscle. I need to, to compete at another level, at the next level. I need to get a little bit bigger. At least that's my take on it. And it has to be lean muscle. I have to be able to compete with other pros on stage.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you too, because it's kind of important in the bodybuilding industry, is that last 2 weeks of dieting before a show, most people say they got no energy, they're really weak. Did you notice, were you able to take ATP Extreme through that whole dieting phase, and what did you notice those last couple weeks?
I'm glad you brought that up. It's a great point. Because typically, and I've competed in shows before, and yeah, those last two weeks when you're carb depleted and all that, yes, it was brutal. And you'd go to the gym and you'd feel weak and you couldn't do the things that you did before. This most recent competition I did, I used your product all the way up to the competition. And during that 2-week time, I did not see a drop off in what I can do in the weight room, even considering the diet that I was on.
And that's, like you said, that's never happened to you before?
Never happened before.
Not even close, huh? Wow.
No, it's hard I think, at least for me, and perhaps other competitors would agree, but it's hard. You're not supposed to work out that last week or so, and it's hard not to go in there and do something because it makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did go in there, when I was supposed to, when my trainer told me to, I didn't notice a drop off at all.
Wow. And what about like muscle pumps and stuff like that during those carb depleted?
It actually seemed even better. Because I was leaner, and people were making comments at the gym and at the competition about how good I looked at that time.
That's amazing. That is awesome to hear. So Dave, thanks so much again for spending some time with us. Look forward to see how you do at your next contest. Give you a few more months on ATP Extreme, build some big muscles, and lean out. Oh, I was going to ask you too. Like during that last dieting phase, did it help you during your cardio too? Because I would think that's a very big struggle for athletes, right? Trying to burn all that fat at the end.
Exactly. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
For me, I have a problem of doing too much cardio. So what I did do, the intensity level was a little bit higher. I didn't ride as far or as long. But I felt like I was getting just as much good out of it as I did, 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks prior to that.
Awesome.
So I didn't have an energy drop off.
Oh, that's good stuff. Good stuff.
Great product.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate you saying it. Appreciate you endorsing it. But again, like I said, good luck in your next contest. We look forward to seeing how you do on stage.
Thank you so much, Greg.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Take care.
All right.